reconnected. Hope that you are all good. I thought I would bring you along with me this week. I'm really looking to do kind of like a mini reset, particularly focusing on my gut and my energy levels in order to kind of like align with my health and fitness goals. Now, for me, being 6 months postpartum, I don't really have any specific health and fitness goals at the moment. My main thing that I am kind of always working on and concerned about is just making sure that I maintain or sustain like any kind of energy levels that I can possibly have. I always find that that really starts with the gut. So I want to make sure that I'm eating as many whole foods as possible, making sure that I'm eating, you know, as many steamed greens as possible. I want to be moving my body where I can. I want to be making sure that I'm keeping on top of my hydration, getting quality sleep where I can as well. So, you know, we're going to be focusing on those things this week. And I'm going to be doing my 4-day gut reset challenge. I am someone who tries to follow a very kind of like whole foody diet anyway, or diet. But it's been Christmas, it's been New Year's, you know that period between like Christmas and New Year's where you're just like in that limbo period and you're just drinking an extra glass of red wine here and there and you're snacking on kind of like bits that are left over and your gut's not feeling quite as good, your digestive system has slowed down a little bit. That's where I'm at the moment. So we want to make sure that we're resetting that. I definitely have noticed like in my face, I look more tired, I feel more tired, I'm carrying more water retention than usual. Me eating that way and move my body that way is always an act of self-love and a discipline of self-love, and it's just a way that I find my body responds to best and I just feel my best. It really is kind of like a glow up from the inside out. You know, I feel more confident, I feel more energized, I have more clarity, so just all those things. So we're gonna be diving into that. So yesterday we did like a big food shop to kind of like get ourselves on board. So yesterday was day one. You would have seen that for dinner I made myself like a big kind of like salmon sheet pan where I had like loads of veggies on it. I had a big piece of salmon on there as well, and kind of just made myself my own kind of like mustard dressing. And when I'm doing this reset as well, this is not something that I would encourage people to kind of like maintain throughout the whole of their time. Not that it's like super restrictive anyway, but I'm not actually supposed to eat wheat, so I want to be really intentional about the fact that I want to be incorporating foods and taking away foods currently that upset my gut. This is a gut reset, so we want to be looking after it and maintaining it as much as possible. So I've already prepared the boys' dinners for the next couple of days. I actually got up this morning and I did some more food prep. So I will, when I make my lunch, I'll show you kind of that, but I've already done a soup, I've done some kind of banana oat bars. Coda's sleeping at the moment, so when he's awake I need to blend up my soup, so we'll go forwards and do that. But feeling good. It's super fresh outside today, so I feel like I've already given myself like an ice roll to the face. And yeah, I've had a big bowl of porridge this morning. I am feeling hungry now after that big walk, so when he wakes up we'll get into that. Okay, as you can tell, someone has just woken up, so we are going to get into our soup. Like I said, I prepared it earlier, so all I need to do is just go through and like zap it and blend it up. Now, I have a hand blender that I use. I think I bought it like 5 years ago, and it's something that I've just continued to use, and it's incredible. The good thing about this soup as well is that the boys can have it. I love like real chunky, like thick soup, and usually I try to keep in as many pieces as possible, but with him eating as well at the moment, I need to make sure that it's nice and smooth. So this is the soup that I made earlier. I've got some broccoli in there. I've also got some zucchini. Thank you, Coda. I've also got some potatoes and chickpeas and butter beans as well, and like a little vegetable broth. I'm going to whiz all of this up now, and then I've got some like butter beans and also some chickpeas on the side too that I'll just add in, just so I can add in a little bit more extra texture. These twining tea bags recently. It says it's a wind down collection because we're not sleeping so great at the moment. I find that lack of sleep makes me really, really anxious. I don't know if it's just like heightens so many other senses, so then it feels like very, very overwhelming. Unwind has Vit B in it to support the nervous system, and I just think that is just incredible. It's a strawberry flavoured one. It's so, so lovely, and I've kind of been incorporating that into my day and finding that that kind of helps to keep me just a little bit more grounded and a little bit more with it, especially as we get to this time of day. It's around 3 o'clock now as well. It's also time for one of my cookies that I have made, which he's looking at. These are the cookies I just made with banana, cacao powder, peanut butter. There's some flaxseed in there. There's some pea protein, so I didn't have any normal vanilla protein powder. Just do some home baking, just making it up with as many whole foods as possible. Just like these little tips and these little tricks and things, it just help me to kind of stay on track, because especially when you're super tired and you are lacking sleep, it's really normal for your ghrelin hormone to spike, which is your hunger hormone. So it just makes you want to dive in and pick out and just eat everything in sight. And whilst that's not an issue, whilst I'm having some real like digestive issues as well, I want to make sure that I'm trying to eat as clean and also as wholesome as possible. So I'm going to go and have this, just some downtime before then we get into kind of like the manicness of the evening. Good morning, my loves. I am on my way to meet up with a friend and grab a coffee. It's been well overdue, so I'm very, very excited. Just had to pop into town really quickly because staying on track with this gut reset, I have just grabbed myself a Huel. I grabbed myself the limited edition one, which has 35 grams protein in, so hopefully that'll keep me satiated before I just do school pickup. I also had to grab myself some plasters because I put on my Doc Martens this morning because it was so icy and so cold, and lo and behold, I have blisters all over my feet. So, you know, we're getting our movement in today, but it's slower movement than usual. So talking about my Huel that has 35 grams of protein in it has made me think I haven't even spoken to you guys about the pillars of the gut reset. So the first one is making sure that we hit protein every single meal. The second one is making sure that we add some steamed greens to at least one of our meals. We want to make sure that we're then hitting hydration, so at least 2 litres of water today. We're getting in some movement a day, at least 20 to 30 minutes. And the final one is quality sleep. Sleep is still hit and miss at the moment, so caffeine is well and truly needed. So let's go and get coffee. Also, it's really cheeky then, just walked past my little boy's school to see if he was on school break. And he was, and I was able to see him. I don't know if you're allowed to do that, but that's what I do, so movies. You through what I am doing and what I'm really enjoying eating at the moment. I love making up like big salads. I love winter salads. I found this winter grains mix from Aldi, but they only have it around winter time, which is just really sad. So I'm going to have to try it and see if I can make something similar or create something similar over the coming months. So I've been kind of just adding in these grains, which had red rice, black lentils, chestnuts, cranberries and spices in there. I add some long stem broccoli. I then add in some like vegan chicken pieces with tempeh as well, just to boost up my protein. I have it on like a bed of like rocket, kale, and also been adding and topping it off with some vegan feta and some red cabbage as well. So quite a concoction, but like I love really colourful food. I love foods that I know is going to be like nourishing me from the inside out. Very satiating meal and a great way to kind of get in just as much protein and greens as possible. I think when we think about salads, it's really easy for us to think like that's the healthiest option because it tends to be like the low calorie option. Don't be fooled by this. This is probably around like 600 calories worth of food or so. For me, it's really important that I'm thinking about the ingredients that are going in, especially because I'm breastfeeding, but also I want to make sure that my calories are high too. So because I am using up so much energy breastfeeding throughout the night as well. So If I'm still hungry after this, it's never an issue of kind of thinking that I don't deserve, you know, the extra chocolate or maybe the extra like snack or anything like that. I just want to make sure that I'm nice and full going to bed, knowing then that I have a full night shift to do. So let's get into making this. Okay, so during my gut reset, one of my pillars is movement, and I tend to get out for a walk every single day. But one of my goals for 2025 is to definitely start to incorporate some more Pilates basic stuff that I used to do all the time and love doing. Whilst, you know, I get out in nature every single day and it's amazing, I have noticed that during the past kind of like 2 to 3 months or so, I have lost quite a lot of muscle mass. And something that I'll probably discuss at some point as well, I do have a little bit of ab separation from being pregnant too, which I only discovered probably about 2 months ago. So really want to start getting back into Pilates and doing some deep core work. So that is something that I'm going to try and get back into the swing of in 2025. Hoda's a little bit older now, so hopefully if I did kind of like 20-minute sessions, he would just sit in his seat whilst I got that done. I'm going to try and get a couple of Pilates sessions in, which I'm really excited about. I find it really easy to build new routines, but I also find it just as easy to slip out as well. So getting back into it it's gonna be really fun. Okay, so we managed to get a quick 15-minute session before you were like, hey, what are you doing? Why don't you play with me? So that was really successful. Just a really nice way to feel my body. Didn't really have much structure, just went for a little bit of a flow today. A little bit of an all-body thing, and just wanted to, like I mentioned, really want to start working on some more like deep core work. So that's something that I'll start programming myself over the coming weeks. But it was just nice just to move and just do something a little bit different to just walking outside. We are going to make some lunch in a moment. I don't have anything prepped. I think I'm going to have the soup for tonight, so I think I might just make like a tuna pasta, which I've just made before on my channel. Just nice and easy, and I'm basically just using up any leftovers that I have. And what are we going to do with you? You've not slept hardly at all, so you're going to have to go for a nappy nap. A nap? Yes, you are. Thank you for letting me have some time to myself. Mwah. Okay, change of plan. We've actually got to jump to the shops, and I'm going to just grab myself a Huel because I have stupidly, well actually I'm trying to take off things off my list, but I popped the dishwasher on, and basically, boring story, it's got all my pans and everything in it, so I can't make what I wanted to for lunch. Now usually in a situation I'd probably make myself, he needs to sleep. Usually I would make myself like a tuna sandwich or something, but because I'm on my gut reset and I'm trying to avoid wheat because that's something that usually disturbs my gut, I'm going to have to jump into town. So, but yeah. Nice, made a friend. How did I have a look? Good morning. I thought I'd give you a little rundown on just how the kind of reset has gone over the past few days. It's now Friday, and I guess if I just go by pillar, I can just give you like a really honest review of how everything's gone. So first pillar is making sure that you get protein in with every single meal. I'm usually pretty good at this anyway, so definitely that's a big tick. Second meal, making sure that I have steamed greens with all of my meals. With at least one of my meals, absolutely ticked that off as well. That's something that I try to implement like as soon as possible, as soon as I notice things are slowing down, because greens have so much fibre in them. So I know then that it's going to start to just get things moving. Hydration, have really stayed on top of that. I've not really shown too much of my hydration, but I always find a good tip is to buy yourself a really cute water bottle, and for myself I need to have one with a straw, because that just ensures that I'm definitely going to be drinking throughout the day. I notice that as soon as I start taking a little sip, I just keep drinking. What's the one after that? Movement. I've got movement in every single day, but I do that anyway, and I managed to get in a couple of Pilates sessions too, which has been really fun, and definitely something that I'm going to look to keep within my routine now, especially that you can kind of deal with that. The last one, quality sleep. We've not slept great, to be honest with you. Usually like this reset is something that I'll jump into, say if we've had like a holiday, or I've just had like a bit of an off week, such as, you know, a week where I've not had much sleep and I feel like I've been like diving into like, yeah, sorry, I know that I keep bringing it up, but I keep diving into like foods and things that, you know, maybe I know aren't going to serve me best, but are convenient and helpful and nourish me mentally at the time. I'm usually pretty good at kind of like sticking to the reset and really just like, yeah, just throwing myself into it. I have actually found this week a little bit challenging, and I think that's just because the lack of sleep has honestly, I feel like it's just ripped me off a little bit. From like 2 o'clock, we've been waking up and not really going back to sleep. So yeah, it's just that season in our life though. So it's one of those things that we can kind of move through, but I have to recognize sometimes, give myself grace that, you know, sometimes there's going to be things that are going to be totally out of my control. And as I mentioned before, it's really important that you look at nourishing as much as it's important you nourish your insides. It's also really important that you nourish yourself mentally as well, if that's what you need at that time. So I've definitely feel like I've been trying to reach for like dark chocolate a little bit more, still making choices that are going to help my gut, but probably not overindulging, but probably reaching for things that maybe I would be more inclined to reach for the healthier option whilst doing a reset. So that's about it really. But as well, we've had Christmas and everything too, and I think during the Christmas period and after that, I think people sometimes feel like they've fallen off the wagon or they failed if they can't stick to a particular diet, or, you know, trying to eat the salads and things that they're encouraging themselves to eat when they're reaching for biscuits and sweets and everything in the evenings. I think the biggest thing to remember is that your body has been used to eating that way for a period of time now. It's really easy for your body to get used to the things that it likes, and it's not a failure piece on your part. It's just pretty much just recognizing that your body is now losing out on those bits that it was having before. So it's all about just making small sustainable changes. So if you were eating, like we were eating so many sweets and things, it's really important to me that in the evening my body might be craving those sweets, because, you know, we've had it continuously for the past couple of weeks. It's really important that you're still nourishing yourself with those sweet things. So, you know, I might change it out for kind of like nature's sweets, like some fruits and things, but, you know, I'm still eating dark chocolate and I'm still making sure that my calories are high and I'm not restricting that. But that's a whole thing for a whole nother time. Basically, overall, we did good. My gut is actually feeling so much better. Everything is moving much better. I actually feel like I am more energized, even though I'm still not getting that much sleep. Good reset. I know that was a little bit of a different video to what I have done previously. Kind of goes back into like my wellness days, I guess, and although it's something that I don't practice and I don't coach anymore, it's just a lifestyle now for me now, so jumping back into something like that has been really fun. If you are looking to take part in the challenge, or you're interested in what it's about, I will pop all the links and everything into the notes. I'm more than welcome to grab that and have a look through it yourself if it's something that you are interested in. I find it really helpful, and that you find that it elevates you in whatever way that you need. As always, take what you need from it, disregard anything that doesn't serve you. And yeah, feel free to comment on here if it's something that you take part in. That's all from us this week. That's all from us. So thank you so much for coming on this reset with me. I hope that you've enjoyed any of the recipes or anything that I've shown on here, and you found the things that I popped on here educational, inspirational, or valuable. And I will catch up with you, or we will catch up with you, along with Nainu and hopefully Joshua, quite soon. But yeah, sending lots of love. Mwah. Say mwah. Mwah. Mwah.